Everybody for coming and for your support tonight. My name is John Lau and I am the chair of the Board of Trustees of ActAsia UK, and it's been my honour to be invited to interview Pei and to spend some time with you all this evening. So enough about me. It's got nothing to do with me tonight. It's all about you, Pei. Now Pei is a pioneer in social change, an author, lecturer, a charity leader. You passionately believe in education as the only effective way to kind of cultivate compassion and kindness towards people and animals and respect for the environment. She founded ActAsia, an international charitable organisation, in 2006 to promote kindness and compassion through educational initiatives in Asia. The influence of Buddhism in your life, it really has helped you overcome many challenges, and you've able to complete your studies, including your Masters in Social and Sociology and Policy. You've received a lot of awards, a lot of international awards in Asia and around the world, including the annual Public Welfare Personality Award at the 13th Philanthropy Festival in Beijing last year. You're an international presenter at conferences and regularly featured in the media, and a visiting lecturer at Suzhou University in China. Of course, Pei lives in the UK with her husband and her daughter and their ginger cat. And in last year, despite receiving a cancer diagnosis and treatment, she continues to fight to share the values of compassion and kindness in Asia. So my first thank you must go to you, Pei, now, for bringing to light your story and share your stories. Those stories that those who don't have a voice, and bringing that to the forefront today. So thank you, Pei.
Thank you, John. Many of you may not know John actually is a very busy person, like many of you, and he's the Dean of Academic
Strategy at London College of Fashion.
Right, he gets that. So it's amazing for him to be here together with me. I think before we start this evening, I want to, first of all, we're all in a digital nation, so forgive us, this is our notes, so we're not looking at the other text message, yeah? So this is not. So thank you for everyone coming tonight, especially many of you have come from a long way away, especially Rob, he's coming from Netherlands, and also Tim, it's his birthday. Should we say happy birthday to Tim?
Happy birthday, Tim.
And so, it's great you guys are in this room because it shows you care. Because in today's world we're all so busy, and it's so great you care about ActAsia's cause is through education to create a compassionate world. Tonight we have ActAsia's current board member, Professor Ryan. I don't know is he here because he's come Wiltshire, and also Mayuri, and our ex-board member, Dr. Helen Winter, and she's from University of Bristol. Supporters and colleagues and partner of ActAsia, and many of my ex-colleagues from Whisper, and so they are all part of this book. And most importantly, we also have my lovely friends from Buckinghamshire. Yeah! I also want to thank you, Joy Lini. Where's Joy? Joy. Yeah, Joy is in my corner. Who has been my mentor in the last 30 years. And certainly without her, there would be no book today. So I'm really grateful for Joy's support. Tonight's donation, raffle sales, and the author book's royalty were 100% to support ActAsia's award-winning and groundbreaking work. After the Q&A, you can still purchase book and the raffle ticket. Of course, I'll be very happy to sign your book. Right, over back to John.
Okay. Thank you, Pei. I'd just like to start this evening with a short reading, just to give a bit of context as to where this all kind of started and how this how all this work was ignited all those years ago in Taiwan. So one day, while travelling with Joy to a government meeting, I nervously asked if she thought I would be able to study abroad, fully expecting her to advise me to think again, carefully and cautiously. To my surprise, she exclaimed, "Of course!" I explained to her that I thought I could gain so much knowledge about animal welfare and humane education from Western countries to then introduce to Taiwan. Joy was incredibly encouraging and supportive. She didn't try to dampen my thoughts by telling me that my English skills were poor or that I would need lots of money. She gave me the confidence boost that I needed to first think, then to say out loud, perhaps my dream of studying abroad is not so unreachable. On my 27th birthday, I secretly made a promise to myself. I vowed that by my 30th birthday, I would be living and working abroad. How this would happen, I had little idea at the time, but I was determined to make my wish come true. I wanted to travel, learn all I could about the world, and work in other countries. I knew by now that this work would bring about justice for people, animals, and the environment. So this book is, I think, an incredible message that will resonate so much with everybody here tonight. What moved you to write this book?
Like I have nothing to do, so I have to write this book. I think when I was writing the book, a lot of reflections and thinking what I've done for the last 30 years. And this book is dedicated to all pioneers worldwide who relentlessly forge ahead with a mission of promoting kinder and more compassionate communities. To all young people, and you have the ability within you to change the world. And I think it's very lonely to be a pioneer because you have seen something people haven't seen, and you want to do something people haven't done it. And you have to keep pushing the boundary. You have to keep pushing yourself for people to believe in you. And then also along the way, you have to seek the support to call people to join you. The journey is never easy because you get knocked down all the time. You move one step forward and then knock back for 2 steps. And you have to keep getting up. So there's often a lot of self-doubt. And trust me, so many times I'm thinking, what's wrong with me? Why am I keep doing what I'm doing? It is like a boxer. I think my husband Ross feel very odd. I love boxing, as I do. Because for me it resonates. You keep being in a boxing ring, you keep being knocked down, and it doesn't matter how tired physically and mentally you feel, you have to get up and carry on fighting. And so don't forget, I have been in this world working full-time for charity for over 30 years. And I'm established academia for 18 years now. So you can imagine where I come from. So I still face so many challenges in the world, and so do we. We all see the human conflict, animal suffering, the climate crisis. So it's very easy to feel despair and powerless. I hope my life experience today and in this book will motivate and to inspire more people to care and take action to create a kinder and better world.
Yeah, and at the beginning of just now, you mentioned so many people who have been such great supporters of ActAsia and supported you, and people obviously feel so much for you, and the actions and the things that you do is really, really important, including, you know, the people that you affect, including your daughter Risa. So I'd just like to invite Risa to just read a short poem from the book. And what's great about this poem is I think it really explains very much about Pei and how she has this great effect on people.
This poem is called Tiger Mother. It's written by me. I know. You have a tiger mother, they told me when I was 4. I don't understand, I would say. My mummy doesn't walk on 4 paws. I don't have a tiger mother. She isn't orange. She doesn't run rampant in exotic jungles. You have a tiger mother, I was told. When I was 15, I realised maybe I did have a tiger mother. Her angry words, like a savage growl, claws coming up to defend me, strong and fearsome, brave, always looking to protect, nurture. I do have a tiger mother. Now, when they tell me, I don't flush under their watchful eyes. I smile proudly. I do have a tiger mother.
Thank you, Risa. So I think what's evident from that poem is that you do affect people, you know, with your work and what you do, and through your actions. And I think you have been such a powerful and empathetic teacher. So what are the important lessons you've learned from writing this book?
How long have we got? So I try my best to be concise. I think when I was writing this book, I reconfirmed the gulf between the West and East, and the gulf between developed and developing countries. From our treatment towards animals, people, and the environment, and for our parents' attitude really towards their kids, and school educations in teaching as well. I was recently interviewed by a podcast interviewer, and she said to me when she was reading a book, she kept checking the years because she felt the story I was described in the book, they feel like hundreds of years ago. And so that really surprised her, and I think that's the purpose of this book, is helping people to understand the different social political contexts where in Asia where we work. And so we don't oversimplify how we make a change in that part of the world. And then especially in today is when the parents really don't show their affections and love to their own kids. And how, this is the bit where the parts where the children are called left behind children. They are left in the village in China, and the parents work in the big cities. And these kids, they have to learn by themselves and with very little guidance and role model in their life. So the kids is very often, they don't feel loved. And so for kids to learn love and to be able to show their love to other people and animals, that is not that easy. And that's why I think in this book is try to showing that again is the gap. And for example, affirmation in parenting doesn't really exist in Asia. So, 中文 love, instead of telling the kids good luck, it's often become don't screw up. If praising them for saying well done is what we do all the time to our children in the West. But in Asia, probably say, why didn't you get 100% in an exam? So it's very different in that part of the culture as well. So I think I learned from someone also when I wrote this book. I realized someone will call me, said, you're so brave and courageous, but I would call myself crazy because I carry out lots of undercover investigation I did. I'm one of the few Chinese who have witnessed the cruel bear extractions. Because so many times during these undercover investigations, I could have been disappeared, or hurt in a way as well. So I hope I will read, in the page 130 very quickly about what undercover investigation I have done. Every day there are so many animals suffering in so many different situations, in zoos, circuses, intensive farms, slaughterhouses, laboratories, and domestic settings. In 2001 and 2002, I traveled with Rob Ladle to Indonesia, investigating how did animals in captivity were kept and trained to perform in circuses or exploited in other ways for entertainment. Rob is the founder and executive director of Zoo Check Canada, a chartered biologist and award-winning author of numerous children's books on animal welfare and wildlife protection. Rob and I witnessed a young elephant being repeatedly bitten on the ear by his trainer as a way to get him perform circus acts. At the same time as 3 other trainers were beating another young elephant who was howling and urinating out of intense terror. I could not stop the tears streaming down my eyes as I filmed such appalling treatment of such gentle creature. On the other occasion, while traveling and working with Whisper Asian Link groups in their respective country, I saw animals in zoos were just skin and bones chosen to death, close to death from malnutrition. Hundreds of sea turtles stacked on top of each other in a cramped indoor pool where they were kept to be killed for turtle satay. Dogs and cats, raccoon, in small pile-up cages in Asian market to be brutally killed at the point of the sale so that their meat could be eaten while fresh. Pigs and cows killed without any forms of effective sedation in slaughterhouses. The list of cruelties and injuries seems endless. Do these investigations stay in my mind, or have I been able to forget them? Wherever I see acts of violence towards human or animals in real life or on television, those images have stayed with me, but I have now learned to change my thinking and use the same image and memories as motivation to work towards the day and when vulnerable beings, humans and non-human animals, will be treated with care and respect. Every time somewhere in the world animals are being sacrificed for food, fashion, vanity, or the supposed medicinal benefit of their past, benefit they have already been sickly disapproved. I want to continue being part of the movement that highlights the atrocity and contributes to a compassionate future. Up to this point, my focus has mainly been on animal welfare, but I was determined to one day develop a holistic approach to welfare that will be equally inclusive of people, animals, and the environment.
Yeah. That's very, very powerful description of some of the worst things that are happening out there in the industries, in the different industries, whether it's in the food industry, in the fashion industry, and beyond that. And what I have seen, what I read throughout the entire book is you're a great connector. And I think that kind of that runs through the entire book. You connect the dots, you connect people, you connect projects, you connect abstract ideas such as compassion. Something that is very difficult. It's not very, it's not tangible at all. What drives you to be this connector?
I want to say I think I'm very lucky to be a person who has this gift. So I can see things in abstract concepts or stage, like I often to have a vision how things should be done or can be done. Of course, this comes with the title as a slave driver. However, I think my harsh childhood has also given me, such a ability. Going through the abuse, family losses, and making a life of myself in very early teens has helped me to move more aware of the social injustice. Also make me more understand of the importance of caring for the weaker ones. It helped me to build the resilience and persistence. That's why I often say what I'm doing is not just a job, it's actually a calling.
Mm-hmm. And there's so many of us here tonight. How do you want us to connect, to support you?
You're all connected now in this room through the live streaming photos. Make sure you go to download it. And I think I'm a true believer. Really, everyone can create change to make the world better for animal, people, and environment. I'm not saying this just for the sake of it. I truly believe it. If we all make a small change in our daily life, we can help so much. And that's why when I was chosen to name ACT Asia, ACT, it stands for Action, Compassion, Together. Because I truly, if you are lonely on your own, you can make a change very slowly. But if we all work together, create that change together, I think that's where the hope is. Every day I wake up, I sometimes feel very down, but sometimes when I see things like tonight, that make me get up and work harder for future. And I think you can do so much by eat less meat, don't wear fur, use less plastic, the list go on. We should buy better, not more. I mean, we often buy too much, we consume too much. And I really hope, today you all become the best team, best group of people to join me to create a better world. And so, promote this book, and buy this book, share the photos on your social media, make people know, and write the comments on Amazon, because it's all about algorithm. This is how we have to get our voice heard. This is how all the big companies, they abuse animals. They are very good at this, and very good at destroy our environment. It's very good at this. So make sure you are the team, you are the force now. You can help us to create this change together.
Yeah. Thank you for that. And I think we're all here to support, to lend that support. But you mentioned what the word ACT means in ACT Asia, and I just want to read another excerpt from your book where you explain where you kind of got that first idea from. Is that my first line of thinking went like this: most of the people involved in animal welfare advocacy seemed to want to do rescue work, but facilities dedicated to rescue work seem to be mainly makeshift sheds or cages. Now, perhaps ACT Asia for Animals could build a purpose-made animal sanctuary and use it as a model training centre. And this is what you said. I put this suggestion to a few of my friends who were experienced in shelter management. No, 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 they cried. You don't have the experience or the money to do this huge job and responsibility. I accepted their opinions. I now know they were right, but how could I help those who are already doing rescue work? So it was obvious the focus of ACT Asia for Animals would be education and training. Now, even now, I often ask myself, if I could live my life all over again, would I start an organisation from scratch without even the basic resources? And as we all know with Pei, I suspect I might. And I think that's so much about you, isn't it? Now, throughout all the hardships that you face, that you continue to face too, you find joy, especially in your work. In your work with ACT Asia, in every part of your life. So, how does that work? How does that work? Support you, and how can we then also support that work forevermore? We really do want to support that wider work in ACT Asia.
I think thank you so much for coming. I want to say how grateful I am, because I know how busy you all are. To make a physical presence here is a start. It's been 18 years since I established ACT Asia. Now it's a true international organization with a consolidated status in United Nations Economic and Social Council. Audacious Caring for Life educations for children is awarded as a good practice and transforming education for the United Nations Sustainable Development. Audacia is all part of the UN's Fashion and Lifestyle Network as well. All of these really prove Audacia is doing good work. But without funding, we can't do more. We can't reach more children, consumers, and professionals. So I think you can help me to reach these so we create better world and kinder world for people, animals, and environment. And I must keep saying this. I really think, although I started animals, and I do things, after COVID, we must learn the way we treat animal, the way we treat environment is coming back to bite us. So we must change, because by doing all this, only the human can benefit. So, my long term at the book's page 20, 230 page, has said, my long-term goal for the future has not changed. With each passing year in my battle for compassion, I just become more focused on the process. And you are the reason to help me to reach this goal as well.
Thank you, Pei, because my last question is going to, I want to ask you, what's next?
I actually think about this all the time, especially many of you know I was diagnosed with cancer last year. And this is why some people see me today say, why is my hair so short? Because like my other friend, Rebecca, somewhere, we both been through cancer, and at almost the same time, we lost all our hair, we regrow together. So again, during this process, I almost, thinking about, am I doing the right thing? But I believe what I'm doing, so I carry on. So the cancer really shocked me at first, because I was very angry, because I don't believe this is what happened to me. I have no time to be ill. And I was even, the first thing I Googled was, can I work during the chemotherapy? And now I think, why am I doing that? But it's so inbuilt, I can't forget about it. But now I look back, I think cancer have taught me a very good lesson. I start to be kinder to myself. I make sure I eat. I make sure I rest more. I make sure I do regular exercise. And I neglected all these simple things to be care about myself. So thanks to cancer. And I'm really I think many people were so surprised how positive I feel about the cancer. And many of you, not many, some of you here today are still fighting. And I feel so empowered to see not only me, some other people fighting the cancer and still carry on to do great things for animals and for the good causes as well. And I want to say thank you for Helen and Simi, I don't know if she's here, or my Buckinghamshire friends. These are the group of army ladies. They worked behind me when I was so ill, so sick, and they made sure I was taken out. They gave me food, they fed me, they made sure I can carry on. And that really is so important to me at that emotional, difficult time. And my family also was, rest assured, because when they heard I was going to be treated in the UK, they could not believe. They said, you must come back, they don't have the right medicine for you. And so I think, this is all very good for me to then move forward. The other thing I have two other projects, ongoing with the book. I hope the audiobook will come out soon, and we're looking for someone to read the book, and also the next project will be, I hope the Chinese version of the book will be translated, so we're in the process going now. So it's still a lot to do. The world has so many problems we can tackle, and so please help me.
Thank you, Pei. And such inspirational words, and all I can just say is thank you for all of the work that you do, sharing your story and ensuring that those without a voice have a voice, and those animals, I'm sure on behalf of all those animals, they're thanking you for the things that you've done to support them and the environment too. I do believe there's a bunch of flowers for you, and then we can go on to some Q&A, so thank you very much for that recognition.
She's former intern from China and studying in University of Bath, and we carry on to support us.
Yes, thank you.
I think you are the person that I first know who is really doing the charity work, and I think you're doing a really good job. And I have been working with you for 1 year, and I think the most important things I want to tell you is take care. And because we need you, and the world needs you.
Oh, well, thank you.
Thank you. And just another good Christmas back. Thank you very much.
I call you this so that it can be nurtured to a bigger part.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And so we come to the Q&A. And do you have any questions for Pei?